homies out.
2026 Tata Punch.EV Facelift. We're at Kochi to drive this car, but before we get to driving this car, let's show you what has changed in the facelifted Punch.EV. So what's really changed in the front end of the Punch.EV Facelift? What you'll notice are these DRLs. The DRLs used to be connected before, but now you have split DRLs, so that's one big change. And the bumper itself is a brand new item. Yes, the headlamps continue to be in the bumper, but the bumper, the design itself has changed, and the skid plate is also changed. So these are the three major changes on the front of the Punch.EV Facelift. And as you move towards the profile, you're going to notice that the cladding, the color of the cladding is also changed. You used to have black cladding, but now you have a light gray cladding. This is common to all the Punch.EV Facelift models. And the alloy wheel design, it's the same, but when you go towards the rear of the alloy wheel, what you will notice is you used to have disc brakes before, but now you have drum brakes. Even in the top end trim, only drum brakes. And of course the badge is one more change. The Tata EV badge is new. So this is pretty much what has changed on the profile of the car. And as you go towards the rear of the car, changes are a lot more substantial. The connected tail lamps make an appearance on the Punch.EV. It's similar to what you have on the ICE model. The tailgate is also new, and the rear bumper and skid plates are also new. So these are the changes more or less. You've got new colors. This is a brand new color that you're seeing. It's a yellow color. Apart from this, you have red and silver. There are three new colors on the Punch.EV Facelift. But in terms of design, this is pretty much what has changed in the facelifted Punch.EV. Let's talk about what's changed mechanically in the Tata Punch. Changes are quite substantial here. Let's open the hood up and let's show you. So what you have is that integrated 6-in-1 electric motor. You've got everything integrated, the ECU, MCU, and everything is integrated. And because of that, your efficiency has gone up. It's become a lot more compact than before, and the punch has also gotten lighter. That is one thing. And the expansion valve is also something that is new in the Punch. Two major mechanical changes under the hood. Now let's go under the car and show you what's changed. Under the car, what you're going to notice is you get a brand new 40 kilowatt hour battery. This is a massive change for the car of this size. Having such a battery is something big. A 40 kilowatt hour battery. The older Punch had a 35 kilowatt hour battery. This is a 40 kilowatt hour battery, and remember, this gets prismatic cells, and because of that, it gets a much longer range than before. So these are the major mechanical changes in the 2026 Punch.EV Facelift. Now let's get into the Tata Punch.EV Facelift and show you what has changed in the cabin. So as you open the car and you get into the car, what you'll notice is there are two major changes. First major change is the color scheme. You used to have a light beige color all around before, but now what you have is a little bit of beige and a little bit of gray. So the color schemes have changed in the dashboard. The dashboard design is the same, but the color schemes have changed. That is one thing. And the seat upholstery, again, the design has changed. Not the design, the color scheme again has changed. You've got gray and beige. So that is one more change. So these are the two major changes in the Tata Punch dashboard. The steering wheel is the same typical Tata steering wheel with the illuminated logo in between. On the left, you have calling buttons. On the right, you have cruise control, etc. So it's the same illuminated flat bottom steering wheel that you find on all our Tata cars. That's there in the Punch as well. And you also have a TFT display. This is the TFT display that on the left you have the range, and on the right you have the speedo. This is an electric car, so obviously there's no tacho. So you have everything that you need to know there. You know, it's a TFT display. And you also have paddles. This paddle is basically used to control region. So this is basically your driver cockpit view in the Punch for you. And as you move towards the middle, what you notice is this standalone display. It's a touchscreen infotainment unit, which gives you Android Auto, and everything that you need to know, is there in this particular display, navigation, etc. And as you come towards the bottom, there are these AC vents, and there is one more touch panel. This touch panel has two buttons. One button is for your blow control, and one more is for your temperature. Apart from that, it's a touchscreen panel which has got touch functions for everything, literally, including your hazard lamps, etc. This is something that I don't like, but Tata continues to use in every car, because it's not even a haptic touch, but Tata continues to use it because it helps them save costs. Apart from that, as you come towards the bottom, there there is this place, your charging, wireless charging bay, and you get a couple of charging points as well. That is a regular USB, and you have Type-C, and you have a 12-volt socket. And this is this jog dial. This jog dial is basically for your drive and other functions. Basically using this jog dial, you can move from park, reverse, drive in neutral. And you've got a couple of cup holders in the center console as well. These are the couple of cup holders. You have electric parking brake, and you have auto hold as well. And there is some more space, to keep some toll receipts, etc. And there is an armrest. Under the armrest, you have some storage as well. So this is basically the Tata Punch interiors for you. And the car continues with voice activated sunroof. It can also be controlled with a switch, but it also has voice activation. That's single pane sunroof. So this is the driver's cabin of the Punch.EV facelift for you. Not substantial changes, but a couple of changes, but again, it looks good. And before I forget, I want to show you one more change. The power window switches. The power window switches on the Punch are new. This is the final change in the cabin of the car at the front. Now let's get into the rear of the Tata Punch and show you what's new there as well. This is basically the rear seat of the Tata Punch. Again, the upholstery, the color is new. It's a grey and beige, so that is the only change. Apart from that, what you'll notice is your rear AC vents. They're no longer available in the Tata Punch. They used to have rear AC vents, but they've changed now. The AC has become more powerful. It's a intelligent FATC, which is a fully automated temperature control, and that is why they say you don't need rear AC vents, but you do get that 15-watt Type-C charger. So that is basically it in terms of changes at the rear. But how much space is on offer? Let me show you that as well. So I'm sitting on the Tata Punch.EV Facelift's rear seat. Let me show you the amount of space. I'm 5'7", about 70 kilos, more or less a slender build. So this is the amount of space you have. Plenty of legroom. There is no problem because they've scooped out the seat, so there is plenty of legroom, and the floor is flat. Since the floor is flat, three people sitting here abreast is going to be more or less comfortable. But you can't have really hefty people sitting in. People like me, 3 people can just squeeze in. But for longer distances, it can be a squeeze. There is a nice armrest as well. So I would best enjoy the Tata Punch as a 2-seater. Now let's talk about the headroom. They've scooped out the roof, so headroom is plenty. Maybe for 6-footers it can be tight. For somebody like me, it's more than plenty. You've got adjustable headrests for 2 people at the rear. Middle person doesn't get adjustable headrest, so that is something I wanted to point out. So, but all in all, the space is more or less acceptable for this category of car. In terms of under-thigh support, generally in EVs you have poor under-thigh support, but on the Punch, I'm happy to report that the under-thigh support is adequate. So longer journeys, considering the higher range this car has, 468 kilometers I claimed. For longer distances, I think this seat is going to be comfortable thanks to the better under-thigh. So this is the overall, rear seat of the car. The interiors seem airy because you have again a beige headliner and plenty of light bits on the insides, so it's an airy place to be. This is basically the rear seat of the Punch.EV Facelift for you. Talk about the boot capacity of the Tata Punch.EV Facelift. Nothing has changed here. It has the same 366 liters of boot. It's not the largest boot, but it's substantial. It's fair enough for a car of this class. You don't get a spare wheel, so what you do get is a puncture repair kit. See, that is your charger and that is your puncture repair kit. So there is no spare wheel in the Tata Punch.EV. So how much can this car gobble? So well, let me show you. You have, an airport bag there. There is one airport bag. One more airport bag can fit in. 2 airport bags, and 2 backpacks, and there's plenty of space left. So this is the amount of capacity that the Punch.EV has. It's a fairly substantial boot for the kind of car this is. So today we're driving the Tata Punch.EV, the facelifted model, the 2026 model. So what has changed in this car? You get a 40 kilowatt hour battery, you get 128 horsepower, which is a 7 horsepower increase. But the torque rating has reduced. It's reduced to 153 Newton meters at the motor, but at the wheels it remains the same, about 2000 Newton meters. And that is exactly why Tata Motors claims an acceleration of 9 seconds 0 to 100. And in sport mode, I don't think it will take so long time to hit 100. It's actually a very, very quick car. The reason it's so quick is because of all that torque. It's got 3 modes. Talking about modes, it's got a sport mode. Sport mode is the most enjoyable mode. I really enjoyed the car in sport mode. If you want want, to drive in the city with a little less torque at the wheel, you can shift to city mode. And you want a little more relaxed driving, you want to really conserve charge and want to push that 40 kilowatt hour battery, get over 300 kilometers of range, you'll have to use the eco mode. So there are 3 different modes. And now, straight line performance, it's very, very brisk. Absolutely no problems there. Now let's talk about the steering, how it steers. It's not the fastest steering, it's slightly a slow steering. I think they've done it intentionally so that it's more beginner friendly. It's not the sharpest steering. At lower speeds it's quite light, at higher speeds it weighs up quite well, but in terms of how quick it is, this is not the fastest steering. And added to the fact that there is a little bit of body roll, though the weight sits slow. It's got a 40 kilowatt hour battery, about 300 kilo battery on the floor. The weight sits low. It's a nice sweet handler, but there is an element of body roll because this is again a tall car. You have to remember that. But all in all, it's quite easy to handle. It's you can drive it spiritedly. You can have fun behind the wheel if that is what you want, especially in sport mode. So that is about the steering and the handling. Coming to suspension, the suspension has a firm edge. It is not as soft as the ice version of the Punch. It is a little stiffer, and you can actually feel suspension joints. Rumbler strips are fine, but suspension joints, you can actually feel that stiffness. So there is an element of stiffness in that steering, and coupled with the body roll, the ride can get a little unsettled, especially at really high speeds on some rumbler strips and on some suspension joints. Just look at this. Expansion joints can unsettle a car a little bit like this. Okay, so this is basically about the suspension. And finally, let's talk about how the car is to drive from the driver's seat. You have, when you have a height adjustable seat, and you can see, the visibility outside all around is quite good, especially at the tallest point of the seat. You can actually see the edges of the bonnet, so no problems there as well. Now let's talk about braking. They've eliminated rear disc brakes. Despite that, braking is quite sharp. There's absolutely no problem. You also have regen. Remember, it's an electric car in L3. Plus, even without disc brakes, the car stops without any drama. And I was talking about expansion joints. This is exactly what happens in an expansion joint. I'm at about 70 kilometers per hour. So this is the stiffness I was talking about in the steering. So this basically sums up the way a Tata Punch.EV Facelift drives. For the kind of money they're asking, they've actually made it 2 lakh rupees cheaper than the older long-range variant, despite giving a bigger battery. I think it's fantastic value for money. So all in all, I think it's a very competent car, and it's a fun car, especially in sport mode. So this is basically the drive experience of the Punch.EV Facelift. I've just finished driving the 2026 Tata Punch.EV Facelift. There's a lot to like about this car. It's faster, it's got more range, and it is nearly 2 lakh rupees cheaper than the version it replaces, despite having a larger battery. How is Tata Motors managed to do this? That's because the cost of cells have reduced, and they've done a bunch of other things. A few bits they've eliminated, a few features to arrive at this fantastic price. What did I miss in this car? The only thing I missed were the rear AC vents. Apart from that, there's nothing I missed. So it still continues to be a fantastic value for proposition. So I have no hesitation in recommending this car, especially for somebody who want more range at a great value, at a great price. So this is the 2026 Tata Punch.EV Facelift for you. Do let us know what you think about the car in the comments below. If you like this kind of content, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe to Car Talk, and as always, thank you very much for watching.